Jay Williams on Get Up ESPN this morning, and I'm not going to play it because YouTube likes to nail me with the copyright. But they were talking about, should the Dallas Mavericks trade the number 1 pick in the draft? Now, here's my answer to that. No, dude. I mean, even if you didn't watch college basketball and didn't watch the tournament and know nothing about Cooper Flagg, you can watch a 3-minute YouTube highlight on that kid, and you can decide if they should trade the pick. No, they should absolutely not. You don't see a 6'9", 18-year-old with that level of ball handling, end-to-end ability, shooting ability, and just dog mentality, confidence. It just doesn't come around very often. Absolutely not. Nobody should trade Cooper Flagg for anything. But Jay Williams said, if the Mavericks were going to trade the number 1 pick, they should trade him for Giannis Antetokounmpo, Devin Booker, or Tyrese Maxey. And now I know. Look, I know these shows are full of hot takes just to get clips like this, to get a bunch of clicks on the internet for ad revenue and following. Engagement bait, I get it. Somebody on the show has to say something crazy so that the other guys can say, what the freak are you talking about? And yell at him, and then it can be an argument. I get it. I don't think Jalen Williams actually means this. If the only player the Mavericks should actually trade the number 1 pick for is if they want to win right now. But Kyrie Irving's going to miss most of next season with the ACL. But if your only goal is a championship and not longevity, then sure, trade the pick for Giannis Antetokounmpo. But if I'm the Mavs, I'm trading the pick and nothing else. If I have to match salaries on the last 2 years of his contract, whatever his contract is, a lot would go into play with that. But if it was possible money-wise, I would trade the number 1 pick for Giannis, and that's it. If I was interested in a title and nothing else. Me personally, I'd rather watch 15 to 20 years of competitive basketball and see what Cooper Flagg can bring to your organization than doing that. But Giannis is the only player that should be in the conversation. Jay Williams says Devin Booker. And yeah, Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker, and Anthony Davis on paper. It's a nice team. That's a title contender, right? If you have the depth and the defense and the bench scoring and all that. And then he says Tyrese Maxey. Now let me tell you something. I love me some Tyrese Maxey. There's a Tyrese Maxey poster right behind me, the Slam poster right next to the Allen Iverson poster. I love me some Tyrese Maxey. And Tyrese Maxey being the number 21 pick in that draft, to be a 2-time All-Star, and, is incredible what he did. But if the Dallas Mavericks call me up right now and say, we'll trade you the number 1 overall pick in the draft, Cooper Flagg, for Tyrese Maxey, I'm driving Tyrese Maxey to Dallas myself. Are you guys joking right now? And somebody on Twitter responded and said, why would you trade Maxey? He's a 2-time All-Star. We don't know what Cooper Flagg is yet. And my answer to that is straight up potential. Tyrese Maxey wasn't Cooper Flagg level of hype. Tyrese Maxey didn't have Kentucky in the Final Four going down to the wire, and he was the guy that everybody knew was touching the ball in the final minutes to find. Like, the Cooper Flagg effect is way bigger than any player I've seen in the past couple of years. I mean, Wemby, yeah, but he came from overseas. That's not even a question to me. Yes, I would trade Tyrese Maxey for Cooper Flagg, because I remove my emotions from things, and I say, yeah, I would hate it because I like Tyrese Maxey a lot. Obviously, I would trade Tyrese Maxey for Cooper Flagg right now. What do you guys think about that? Flagg could turn out to be Keith Van Horn. Oh, buddy. I mean, Keith Van Horn was the second pick in that draft. The number 1 pick in the 97 draft was who? I forget. Flagg equals powder? What does that mean? Are you insane? Maxey ain't a 2-time All-Star? He wasn't just an All-Star reserve this year? Oh, no, he wasn't. All right, well, come on, man. He would have been. You know what I meant. Maxey's definitely getting traded? I don't think any of this is happening. I'm just going hypotheticals here. I don't think any of this is actually happening. Y'all wouldn't trade Maxey for Cooper Flagg right now? For real? I would trade Maxey at number 3 for Flagg immediately. I would do that too. I would, but they're not. Nobody's trading Cooper Flagg. Maury just said this morning on the radio he's keeping the 3rd pick. Yeah, of course he is. I don't think this is happening at all. I was just reacting to what Jay Williams said on the show. Big Mike said hell no. Maxey's here to stay. Flagg will be a role player when it's all said and see, and this will lead me right into the Ace Bailey talk, and then I want you to call the show. All right, here's what I have to say about the takes that I saw on the internet today. Why do people think they can predict the future of an 18-year-old player? Why? What is it? And it must be Cool K1. I don't know how old you are, but I think that for me, I've seen it now. I'm old enough to have seen it now. I've seen players come into the league at 18 years old, right? And I've seen them develop and become what they are 9 years later. Dude, you know what I mean? 9 years later. 26, 27, 28 years old. So that span of time is such a gray area. Nobody knows what's going to happen in that span of time. All you can do is take the highest potential player to give that player the best chance of turning into an NBA star in that span of time. How can you look at somebody at 18 years old and say, he's going to be a role player? He's going to be a role player. I just watched him block a shot off the top of the backboard, grab the rebound with one hand, sprint the entire length of the floor, take one dribble past half court, and dunk on top of somebody's face. And he's going to be a role player. You know what I mean, man? I just don't understand how you could see even one Cooper Flagg highlight and say he's going to be a role player. Which leads me to the takes on Ace Bailey this morning. Paul, what's up, man? Ben Simmons. Absolutely. Absolutely. Which proves my point. You don't know that. You don't know. Everybody had to assume that Ben Simmons was going to be the next LeBron James, Magic Johnson, etc., because he had all of the tools to do it. Your only choice drafting a player is to look at all of the tools, look at the potential, and say, what is his ceiling? What is his ceiling? Ben Simmons' ceiling was a 6'11 LeBron James. And then he never did it. Because he's a fraud. And Ben Simmons, you could have looked at some signs with his personality. In Australia, people had some things to say about his personality. At LSU, people had some things to say about his personality. And you could have said, I don't know, he seems a little bit weak-minded or arrogant or self-centered or whatever. He doesn't seem like he has the dog in him to get that done. And you could have passed on Ben Simmons at number 1. But nobody was doing it because He was 6'11" with that level of athleticism and ball handling skills and court vision. All you can do is say, what's his ceiling? And take him.